That's the boat he's got. So let's see. The pilot house is in the front. This is where everybody drive. You drive right up here. Oh, let me show you this first. Now, these are the air conditioners here. There's 4 air conditioners. There's one, and then here's another one over here, and then there's 2 more up here in the front. And so they sit in. There's condensation pans that they sit in. The condensation is taken overboard. So again, during transport, those will have to come off. At least they took them off when they brought the boat here. They had to put the ACs on when we launched the boat. So anyway, so those are Coleman air conditioners, and so that's what I'm saying. There's 4 of them, so each generator can handle 2. So if it's a hot day, if it's a really super hot day, then we'll run both generators and have all 4 air conditioners going. If it's not so hot, it's kind of an average day, no big deal. We'll just run 1 generator with 2 air conditioners.
Well, we don't get as hot as Austin.
Right, so that's right. So y'all probably won't have that same problem.
Is that one broken or anything, or are they all 4 functioning optimally?
They are, and this one's got a cracked cowling on it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone stepped on it, but I do have an extra, as a matter of fact. They will just put that. So yeah, it's cracked. It looks bad, but I've got a new one to put on there. I just haven't put it on there, so you will get the new one to go on there. And again, there's a soft spot in the roof right here as well. You can probably see that. So once all this is taken off, then there will need to be a repair right here. So that's just going to be the nature of the beast. I'm being honest about it too. So downstairs at the back, there's a floor area that needs to be fixed back there. There's a soft spot here, and then the flooring in the downstairs area I think needs to be replaced. It's just vinyl. It's just a vinyl. It's rolled vinyl is what it is, and it just needs to be replaced. As a matter of fact, instead of going back with vinyl, I would like to go back. I would probably just gel coat it like we did the top here. As a matter of fact, my other 2 boats are that way. We don't have the vinyl downstairs. I had this boat built first, and so when I had those built, we went ahead and put the fiberglass in the gel coat in the main cabin instead of the vinyl. So that would be an opportunity to do that as well. Okay, so here is the pilot house. Out the front, if you can see this, we just have a life jacket box here. We have a hose rolled up here. This is where we keep our miscellaneous stuff. Got the flags flying here. And so the reason we have the pilot house up here is because a lot of charter boats and a lot of these commercial boats, they drive downstairs. The pilot, the captain, is downstairs driving, and I had some other boats before these. I've been doing this 20 years now, and so the boats I had before this, you drove downstairs. Well, the problem with that is you're trying to drive, and if it's at night, all the lights are on, people are partying, they're doing their thing. You're in the party, and you're distracted. You can't see very well. So by having the pilot upstairs, away from the group, he's up here in a dark room. He can see he's not part of the party, and it just makes for a better experience for everybody. So this is the pilot house. So it's just enough room for 2 people to sit, and got a little shelf here. Now it's real basic. We don't have any radar, sonar, GPS, any of that kind of stuff, because we're just going up and down the lake here. But obviously you could add all that equipment if you wanted to. We basically have a VHF and a PA, and then and that's it. So, and it's just a small room with windows, so that you can take care of driving and not be distracted by all the other things. There's nothing. The floor's good and all of this. Everything's fine here. As far as any repairs that would be required, I don't see any. The floor, you see the white coming through. What they did was when they gel coated it originally. Can you see that? Do they see that? You can see some places outside too. What they did was they gel coated this white originally, and it was like blinding. It was too bright. So they went on they put another coat on it for me with this gray color that you see, and so it's wearing away where you walk a lot. So I think once, and again, this pilot house has to come off too. All this has to come off when you transport it. So again, you're gonna have the chance to re-gel coat this roof, whatever color you want, because all this stuff will be taken off. The helm comes off, the walls. The pilot house lifts off as a.
Would you be able to help facilitate it for shipping, or how's that going to work?
Haven't talked. We haven't gone over that yet, but I will be available for. I'm not I'm not really into all the heavy stuff, but I've got some guys and whatnot, and we could probably help a little bit with that, because we have to motor it down to where we're going to for the extraction point, and at that point they'll pull it up in the parking lot, and then it's you have to start taking stuff apart. All the handrails and all those benches have to come apart, so it's a full day's work just taking everything apart, and it takes a small boom crane to pick the pilot house up off of here and set it on the ground. But it works really well. The helm is all plug and play, which means when they take this helm off, back inside there all the wires are they unplug, so you don't have to rewire everything. So it's pretty basic. So you got your basic helm controls, and then the normal switches. There's nothing really. I installed this. This is it's hydraulic steering. And I installed this so that you could see what the fluid level is. You don't need to have that on there if you don't want. I like having it on there because we can see what the fluid levels are. On hot days, it comes up in here. On cold days, it goes down. And but that's not necessary. That's my own little design there. But it works out good. So yeah, so I think as far as repairs go, the main thing is like we talked about. Let's step back out here. So the main thing is going to be some of this roof repair, which, like I say, once you get the pilot house off and all the handrails off, you'll have this deck to work with, and then some of the soft spots downstairs. The motors run fine, the generators run fine, the ACs run fine. Like I say, the only reason I'm replacing the boat is I'm getting a bigger boat.
And what about the pontoons themselves?
Oh yes. Now the interesting thing about this lake is it's a mud bottom lake. It's only about 4 or 5 feet deep out to about that swim buoy out there. Okay, so every other year they lower the lake 12 feet so they can maintain docks and they work on the dam and whatnot. And so what we've done is we've placed some big tractor truck tires on the bottom right here. So when the lake goes down, the boat's just set right down on these tires. And so then it's down for a couple of months or whatever. So we take that time to sand and repaint the bottom. So we've been keeping bottom paint on the hulls, even though it's fresh water. It's never been in salt water, so there's no barnacles or any of that kind of stuff. But you get the moss and the slime, and so it keeps the hulls cleaner by having that bottom paint on there. So yes, we've been maintaining the hulls every other year.
And there's no soft spots or any degradation points that need to be fixed, or
no. The nice thing is, like I said, there's no wood in the hulls. They're all fiberglass, and so there have been some blisters. Okay, all that happens all the time, and so every time we've always addressed those. So we've always sanded those down, filled where we need to fill, and then recoat with the bottom paint. So and they're thick too. The hulls are fairly thick, so I would say there's nothing really to address there at all. Now again, when it's pulled out and transported to your location, then that would be a good chance to, I would at that point sand them down again and put another coat of paint on.
Nice. Looks like an Osprey.
Osprey over there. Now the canopy is it's a fiberglass panel that you see up here, and it's yellowed over time, as you can see. So again, like I say, if it was my boat, I would just get rid of it and not have it at all, because my clients aren't wanting it. But the structure is all aluminum. It's all aluminum structure, so you can put a different type of. You can put metal on there. You can put whatever you want to on there. And we've had hailstorms. This is Texas. We've had some hailstorms, and not a single hole. So this stuff is, I don't know what it's made of, but it's like really tough stuff, and so it works good. So that's all I know to say. You can take a shot over the back here, perhaps. Step through there, you can shine straight down looking at the motors there. And Yeah. So we tilt the motors up. We try to keep the motors up out of the water. You can see that boat over there. We try to keep them up, trying to keep the moss from growing on the lower units. But they're all the same configuration. We got the generators on the back, and stuff like that.
Could you say a few words about, you know, how you decided on the pricing?
Well, I'm not involved in the pricing.
Oh, I see.
As far as how much, because I'm taking it in, or I guess Sheldon's taking it in on trade, because he's building a new boat for me.
I see.
And so I have no idea what the pricing is. I did have a, I keep it insured, of course, and so there's a surveyor that comes out and inspects the boats for insurance purposes, and it's surveyed out at like 78,000, I believe. But I think that's generous. I don't think that's. I think it's probably closer in the ballpark of I don't know, 40, 50, 60, somewhere along in there. I don't know. But because it's a custom boat, you can't really. The price is really going to be based on the market who needs it. So it's not like a 1995 Buick or something where you can look it up in the blue book. So it all comes down to what the demand is. But anyway, so it did survey, like I say, I think it was like 78, around 78,000. But yeah, and again, it hasn't run hard. It hadn't been on salt water, and the motors run excellent. They're the 4-stroke. The only way to go are these 4-stroke engines. I love them. So yes, so in all honesty, I think it's a great boat. Like I said, it needs those repairs. And actually, transporting it like this will be the excellent opportunity to make all these repairs, because all this stuff has to come off the boat, and so it'd be a good time for them to do it.